And so the FDA strikes again. So this comes off of the FDA Center for Tobacco Products, CTP News. It says FDA warns company illegally selling e-liquids resembling kid-friendly foods. Now, once again, it must be trademark or trade dress in order for the FDA to go after a product on the e-liquid label. And that's exactly, once again, is what they are doing in this. It has nothing to do with kid-friendly, like if you have a little child on there with a balloon and a doggy and a kitty cat and, blue skies and a lollipop. And as long as it's nothing on the market, as far as foods are concerned or cosmetics or drugs that mimic anything that's actually on the market that's been approved by the FDA to be on the market in those particular categories, the FDA does not have the power to go after those particular products. On this one, definitely they do have the power. I'm going to show you in a moment. So this is it says the U.S. Food and Drug Administration today issued a warning letter to Electric Lotus LLC for selling nicotine-containing e-liquids used in e-cigarettes with labeling and or advertising that cause them to resemble kid-friendly food products such as cereal, candy, and peanut butter and jelly. The action is part of the agency's ongoing effort to protect kids from tobacco products. Electric Lotus, a manufacturer, distributor, and retailer based in Redlands, California, was also cited for illegally selling products to a minor, for failing to list its products with FDA, and for selling e-liquids without the required FDA pre-market authorization. So they are coming after these particular in this particular regard. They're coming after this particular product from Electric Lotus because it has a manufacturer finished product date after August 8, 2016. So FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb states, we're seeing too many cases where companies are designing e-liquid products in packages that resemble children's food items, and this sort of egregious marketing can lead to accidental ingestion of potentially lethal doses of nicotine by young kids. There's no excuse for this sort of packaging, and we'll continue to target these products and the companies that market them. FDA will also continue to implement new steps to make sure children aren't started down a path to nicotine addiction and tobacco use. Those include actions to target those who design products in ways that are clearly marketed to appeal to children. Clearly marketed. Understand? Clearly marketed. Anyway, no child should be using any tobacco product. Will continue to hold industry accountable to ensure these products aren't being marketed to, sold to, or used by kids. The products outlined in the new warning letter include, for example, Cereal Treats Crunch, which resembles Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal products, Cereal Treats Loops, which looks like Fruit Loop cereal, Cereal Treats Charms, which resembles Lucky Charms cereal products, and Cereal Treats Krispies, which looks like Rice Krispies Treats cereal. Many of these products have cartoon characters on their labeling and or advertising. Once again, it must be trademark or trade dress. The he out of the two and many others, the VLN channel, they're all pushing garbage out to the YouTube community as well as the industry. It has to be a trademark or a trade dress violation, period. Period. It's that simple. The FDA has requested that the company respond within 15 working days to describe how it intends to address the agency's concerns. Failure to correct violations may result in further actions such as seizure or injunction. In addition, misbranded and adulterated products imported into the United States are subject to detention and refusal of admission. And I've spoken about this many times, and also not only that in videos on this channel, but misbranded and adulterated products can actually have criminal prosecution involved as well. And this is what they're talking about. So you have this cereal treats here, e-liquid where the mouse is at, and this is the actual Kellogg's Fruit Loops. And Kellogg's can actually go after Electric Lotus and sue them as well for damages, even um, outside of them removing it or a cease and desist order from a judge. But see, this here where the mouse is at is trademarked, and this is not trademarked, but it's violating this trademark over here. This e-liquid is violating this trademark. It's that simple. And then as far as the FDA news release, it says this. So it's basically the same thing. FDA warns company for selling e-liquids that resemble kid-friendly foods as part of the agency's ongoing youth tobacco prevention plan, November 29th, 2018, which was went out today. And pretty much states the same thing as the other page. It goes on to say many of these products have cartoon characters on their labeling and or advertising. Additional products include those such as Jammin' Berries Peanut Jams Raspberry, which resembles Smucker's Goober Strawberry PB and J Stripes, and Drip Flavor Strawberry Lemonade Salt, which looks like Lifesavers candy products. Once again, it's all about the trademark. That's all. It's that simple. You either get that or you live in La La Land, like a VLN and the he out of the two. Just because it says imitate kid-friendly foods doesn't mean all kid-friendly foods. I mean, as far as the e-liquid labels, it could be look like a you could have a little blonde-haired girl with a lollipop biting into a piece of pie. As long as it is not imitating a trademarked food out there, it's safe. And even though maybe morally or all that other garbage, you may have a problem with it, the key is what can the FDA do legally? And they will not be able to touch something like that. On the other hand, let's say if the child is biting into a piece of pie on the e-liquid label, and it looks like Sara Lee's Thanksgiving pie, yes, then that particular e-liquid company will get in trouble. It's that simple. It's a very simple concept. And then it goes, you could read that for yourself if you like. So we'll click onto that, see what that comes up. I haven't looked at this yet, but we could look at it together and see what's going on here. So this is coming out of AAP News and Journals Gateway. It's being linked by the FDA, so they're relying upon this particular information. It's called e-cigarette and liquid nicotine exposures among young children. It's May 2018, volume 1401, issue 5, comes out under the pediatrics. And these are the particular individuals that are involved. Make this a little bit bigger here for you. This is in regards to e-liquid poisoning and other liquid nicotine exposure by children younger than 6, according to a recent analysis of National Poison Data System data. And then they're showing you what it's all about. So it says most 92.5% children, let me make this just a little bit bigger, were exposed through ingestion, and 83.9% were children 3 years old. Among children exposed to liquid nicotine, 35.1% were treated and released from a healthcare facility, and 1.4% were admitted. Now, I'm not good at figures, as most people should know by now, but I'm sure Jerry and others will break this down and make sense of it. But regardless of how we make sense of it as vapors or the vaping industry, and even if, and probably so, the FDA twists the numbers around however they twist them around as, unfortunately, the FDA holds the power to do serious damage to the vaping industry as well as the community. And then the conclusions are pediatric exposures to liquid nicotine have decreased since January 2015, which may in part be attributable to legislation requiring child-resistant packaging and greater public awareness of risks associated with electronic cigarette products. Liquid nicotine continues to pose a serious risk for young children. Additional regulation of these products is warranted. So they actually say that that's what should happen. And then it goes into all kinds of stuff. In fact, I will put the link of this. Let me just save it so I don't lose it. But I will put the link underneath the video so you could take a look at it, because a lot of this press release here is not only has to do with Electric Lotus selling things and things of that nature, but it has a lot to do with this particular study here in regards to numbers and liquid nicotine poisoning and things of that nature. So it's a very long here. It's a very long analysis here. And I will put this underneath the link under the video so you could take a look at it. Hopefully Jerry sees this particular video and then can speak to it on the Monday live show, and also download a PDF file as well. So anyway, the point is in regards to any kind of labeling, they can only go after, as far as the federal government, as far as the FDA is concerned, the Food and Drug Administration, the Center for Tobacco Products, the only thing they can go after is if it's trademark or trade dress. And this is a perfect example. And this is November 29, 2018. And they're still doing the same thing. This should be telling you that it is all about trademark or trade dress. Everything else is irrelevant. How you look at it morally, well, that's up to you. But as far as what the FDA and CTP can do legally, they can only go after trademark or trade dress. And on that point, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.